I don't know what it is.
Well, they used to have those products growing up. I used to hear always use bleach and glow, but you'd have to have about 300,000 gallons to...
Okay, number one, this is the situation. Yes. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
So it's
a problem for me, okay? I can't control it, okay? But what about all the millions of people? Let's reverse it.
Okay.
What about all the millions of people who sit out in the sun to become darker, to become other than what they are? Nobody says nothing about that.
So when did this start? When did the color of your skin start to change?
Oh boy, sometime after Thriller. Around Off the Wall Thriller. Sometime.
And what did you think? I mean,
it's in my family. My father said it's on his side. I can't control it. I don't understand. I mean, it makes me very sad.
Yeah, Wacko Jacko. Where'd that come from? Some English tabloid. I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice.
Michael Jackson spent much of his life sitting through interviews that felt less like conversations and more like interrogations. Reporters often treated him like a puzzle they needed to crack, throwing deeply personal. But what made Michael truly remarkable wasn't just what he said. It was how he said it. The harder the questions hit, the calmer he became. He never snapped back in anger. He never lost his composure. And sometimes he said nothing at all. He let the silence do the talking. More often than not, that silence made the interviewer realize just how out of line their question had been. It was a quiet reminder that dignity doesn't need to be loud. Michael Jackson proved that real strength isn't about winning an argument. It's about staying steady when everyone's waiting for you to break. That calm confidence remains one of the most unforgettable parts of every interview he gave.
How nervous are you right now?
I'm not nervous at all, actually.
You really aren't?
No, I never get nervous.
You don't?
No.
No, not even for your first interview and it's live around the world? I thought you'd be a little nervous, but that's great, because if you're not nervous, I won't be nervous. I just wanted to let the world know that when we agreed to do this interview, you said that you would be willing to talk to me about everything, and we haven't discussed one single question that's going to be asked here tonight. Just wanted to make that.
If there's one interview that captures Michael Jackson's life under the public microscope, it's the one with Oprah Winfrey. In 1993, Oprah secured Michael Jackson's first live televised interview in 14 years, a moment watched by millions across the globe. From the opening minutes, it was obvious this wouldn't be an ordinary celebrity chat. People were tuning in for answers to the biggest questions surrounding his life, his career, and the image the public had built around him. The mood was serious, the stakes were high, and every word carried weight. Even under that intense spotlight, Michael stayed composed, giving thoughtful answers while staying true to who he was. That conversation went on to become one of the most talked about moments in television history, and it gave the world a rare look at the man behind the legend.
Please, it's crazy.
Do you go out? Do you date?
Yes.
Who do you date?
Well, right now it's Brooke Shields. We try not to just be everywhere and go. It's mostly at home. She'll come over. I'll go to her house because I don't like going out in the public.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
With Brooke Shields?
Yes, and another girl.
And another girl?
The question people still bring up decades later. Partway through the interview, Oprah asked Michael Jackson something deeply personal, one that instantly shifted the mood in the room. Rather than getting defensive or upset, Michael stayed remarkably steady. With a calm, composed look, he gave a brief reply. "I'm a gentleman." It wasn't a long answer, but it carried real weight. Instead of pushing back or getting drawn into an argument, he chose composure and dignity, gently moving the conversation away from a subject he clearly wanted to keep private. That moment is still remembered as one of the clearest examples of how Michael Jackson handled tough interviews, with patience, restraint, and a quiet kind of confidence.
I ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a virgin?
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman.
So
I'm a gentleman.
So, okay. I would interpret that to mean that means that you believe that a lady is a lady, and therefore
It's something that's private. I mean, shouldn't be spoken about openly. You can call me old-fashioned if you want, but to me that's very personal.
so you're not going to answer it.
I'm embarrassed.
Years later, Oprah herself admitted that some of those personal questions left her feeling embarrassed in hindsight. That admission says a lot about the kind of pressure Michael Jackson lived under. Again and again, he was expected to lay his private life bare for the public, as if he owed the world an explanation for everything. Yet whenever an interview pushed too far, Michael never gave people the dramatic reaction they seemed to be waiting for. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't lose his temper. Instead, he stayed calm, shared only what he chose to, and held on to his dignity. In an industry that often rewards controversy, Michael Jackson chose restraint instead. And that quiet composure ended up being one of the most powerful statements he ever made, without saying much at all.
Well, we would like to know whether or not there is a possibility that you are going to marry one day and have children.
I would feel that my life isn't complete if I do not, because I adore the family life. I adore children, and I adore that whole thing. And I would love to. That's one of my dreams, but I couldn't right now because I'm married. I am married, but to my work. I'm married to my music.
The 1993 Oprah interview matters for another reason too. It captured a turning point. The moment tabloid headlines had started drowning out Michael Jackson's actual voice. By then, much of the public conversation had drifted away from his music and his achievements. Instead, endless attention zeroed in on his appearance, his face, his skin, how his look kept changing. Rumors and speculation often traveled faster than the truth ever could. As a result, a lot of people ended up more tuned into sensational stories than to what Michael was actually saying. Even with all that scrutiny bearing down on him, he stayed composed and kept speaking honestly about his life and experiences. The interview gave audiences a rare chance to hear Michael Jackson in his own words, instead of through the headlines built around him.
Hey, Michael,
Horrifying
then let's go
stories.
to the thing that is most discussed about you, I think, is the fact that the color of your skin is obviously different than it was when you were younger.
Yes.
And so I think it has caused a great deal of speculation and controversy as to what you have done or are doing. Are you bleaching your skin? And is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
Okay, number one, as I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. I have never seen it. I don't.
Rumors about his changing appearance kept circulating. Michael Jackson eventually decided to address them head-on. In his 1988 autobiography, Moonwalk, and again during his 1993 sit-down with Oprah Winfrey, he spoke openly about the speculation surrounding him. He confirmed that he'd had 2 nose surgeries and a chin cleft implant. At the same time, he firmly pushed back against many of the other cosmetic surgery claims that had been floating around in the media. For Michael, it mattered to draw a clear line between fact and rumor and to correct the version of the story that had taken hold in the public eye. Believed or not, he made the choice to answer these questions in his own words rather than leave the rumors to speak for him.
Have those products growing up, I used to hear always use bleach and glow, but you'd have to have about 300,000 gallons to.
Okay, number one, this is the situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
So it is.
It's a problem for me, okay? I can't control it, okay? But what about all the millions of people? Let's reverse it.
Okay.
What about all the millions of people who sit out in the sun to become darker, to become other than what they are? Nobody says nothing about that.
So when did this start? When did the color of your skin start to change?
Oh boy, sometime after Thriller, around Off the Wall Thriller. Sometime
and what did you
there.
think? I mean,
It's in my family. My father said it's on his side. I can't control it. I don't understand. I mean, it makes me very sad.
How much plastic surgery have you had?
Very, very little. You can count them on 2 fingers. I mean, let's say this. If you want to know about those things, all of the nosy people in the world,
But once we say it, we don't have to say it anymore.
Read my book, Moonwalker. It's in my book. You know, let's just put it this way. If all the people in Hollywood who have had plastic surgery, if they went on vacation, there wouldn't be a person left in town.
I think you might be right.
I think I am right.
Michael also used the moment to clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings about his appearance. He explained that the change in his skin tone came from vitiligo, a condition that gradually strips pigment from the skin, not from any of the theories that had been circulating for years. After his passing, official findings lined up with what he had said publicly, confirming the vitiligo diagnosis. That part of the Oprah interview was about more than just answering another question. It gave Michael a chance to finally tell his own story after years of being shaped by headlines, speculation, and tabloid gossip. For so long, the world had heard endless opinions about him. Now, people were hearing it straight from him. It stands as one of the rare moments where Michael Jackson's own voice cut through the noise, a reminder that behind the global superstar was simply a person who wanted to be understood.
I don't want to go into my medical history because that's something that's private, but that's the situation here. So please, when people see something like that.
I just want to get this straight. You are not taking anything to change the color of your skin.
Oh God, no.
You did not purposely.
We're trying to control it, and using makeup evens it out because it makes blotches on the skin, and I have to even out my skin. But you know what's funny? Why is that so important? You know, that's not important to me. I'm a great fan of art. I love Michelangelo. If I had a chance to talk to him or read about him, I would want to know about what inspired him to become who he is, the anatomy of his craftsmanship, not about who he went out with last night or why he decided to sit out in the sun so long. What's wrong with, I mean, that's what's important to me.
That's a big part of why Michael Jackson's interview clips still go viral, even decades on. People don't just watch for the questions, they watch for how he handled them. Rather than getting defensive or emotional, he stayed calm, thoughtful, and composed. His answers carried a sense of patience and quiet confidence, even when the conversation got difficult. It often felt like Michael understood that plenty of people had already made up their minds about him. Even so, he kept sharing his side of things, hoping that anyone willing to listen might actually hear him out. That same calm, respectful approach showed up again in his 1997 interview with Barbara Walters, where he once more faced tough questions with striking.
He's psychic, is that what you're saying?
I don't want to say that, but I've done it before.
And you thought it might be you?
Yes. I've been living in that kind of life all my life. The tabloid press, that kind of press, not the press, the tabloid, the paparazzi, that type. I've been running for my life like that, hiding, getting away. You can't go that way because they're over there. And let's go this way. Pretend we're going that way and we'll go that way. Somebody say, hold on, stop. This person deserves their privacy. You are not allowed to go.
The interview was recorded in Paris and later aired on ABC, at a point when Michael Jackson had already spent years living under non-stop media scrutiny. By then, nearly every part of his life had turned into a headline: his appearance, his privacy, even the way he went about his everyday life. At one point in the conversation, Barbara Walters brought up the constant paparazzi attention and asked how it affected him personally. It reflected the kind of intense media pressure he'd been living with throughout the 1990s. Meanwhile, public conversation stayed fixated on his changing appearance, often pushing his music, his achievements, and his humanitarian work into the background. Even under that relentless spotlight, Michael answered with the same calm and dignity that had come to define his interviews, choosing thoughtful responses over emotional reactions.
And this you should not do. You should not say he's an animal. Should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson.
How do you feel when they call you
Wacko Jacko? Where'd that come from? Some English tabloid. I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice. Don't do it. I'm not a wacko.
There are those who would say that you add to the attention.
No, I don't.
Well, the masks, the mysterious behavior.
There's no mysterious behavior. There's a time when I give a concert, I like to have as many people want to come can come and enjoy the show. And there's a time where you like to be in private when you put on your pajamas, go to sleep, cut off the light, and lay down. That's your private space. If you go in the park, I can't go in the park though. So I create my own park at Neverland, my own water space, my movie theater, my theme park. That's all for me to enjoy.
Once again, the conversation drifted toward Michael Jackson's private life instead of his music or career. The questions were reaching for a glimpse behind the public image, but Michael met them with striking composure. Rather than reacting emotionally, he stayed calm, respectful, and firmly in control of the exchange. His quiet confidence turned out to be his biggest strength. Instead of giving people the dramatic moment they may have been expecting, he answered with patience and dignity, refusing to let hard questions define him. That restraint left a stronger impression than any emotional outburst ever could have. It showed that Michael Jackson wasn't chasing controversy. He simply wanted to be heard on his own terms.
I don't want this to sound insulting. I'm just going to be straight with you. But you are somewhat eccentric, to say the least. The way you dress, the way you look, it invites attention. More extreme. You don't think that calls the paparazzi to you? No?
No. Maybe I like to live that way. Maybe I like to dress that way. I don't want paparazzi, really. But if they come, be kind. Write the right kind thing to write.
Michael, is it the journalist's role or the press's role to be kind?
To be kind?
Because the press also sometimes has to look into things, be tough. It can't always be kind.
What you saw it happen to Lady Diana, you tell me. There should be some boundaries, some kind of way. The star needs some space. Give him a chance to relax. He has a heart. He's human.
By the mid-1990s, Michael Jackson's interviews had taken on a noticeably different tone. The questions weren't just about his music, his success, or his record-breaking career anymore. Instead, they leaned more and more into controversy, public scrutiny, and the ongoing speculation surrounding his personal life. One clear example was the 1995 primetime live interview with Diane Sawyer and Lisa Marie Presley. The conversation touched not only on Michael's relationship with Lisa Marie, but also on the intense media attention that seemed to follow the couple everywhere. With millions tuning in, every question carried extra weight, and every answer was picked apart afterward. Still, despite the tense atmosphere, Michael stayed composed and respectful, meeting it all with the same calm demeanor that had become his signature. It was yet another interview that showed how, even under extraordinary public pressure, Michael Jackson chose patience and dignity over confrontation.
Who proposed? I mean, how did marriage actually get discussed?
Well, at first, this is what happened. When she was 18, I used to tell my lawyer, John Branca, do you know Lisa Marie Presley? He'd go, well, I represent her mother. I go, well, can you get in touch with her? Because I think she's really cute. And he'd laugh every time. He goes, I'll do my best. That's what he'd say. Then he'd come back. I said, well, did you find out? He said, no, there's nothing. So I would worry him about this all the time. And the next thing I noticed, there's a picture on a magazine cover where she's married, which really tore me to pieces.
The stakes couldn't have been higher. Vanity Fair reported that close to 60 million people tuned in for the interview, making it one of the most anticipated television events of its era. This was Michael Jackson's first major televised interview since the 1993 allegations, so the mood carried far more weight than an ordinary celebrity sit-down. Many viewers went in expecting another round of tough public questions aimed at Michael. The special was billed as a no-holds-barred conversation, which only raised expectations that no topic would be spared. As a result, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley weren't just talking about their marriage. They were speaking into an environment shaped by public skepticism, non-stop tabloid coverage, and media attention from around the world. Despite the enormous pressure, Michael stayed calm and composed, answering with restraint rather than emotion. That interview became one more example of how he handled intense public scrutiny without letting the controversy dictate his response.
Did you ask Michael about the charges? Did the two of you talk about the impact of the marriage on the allegations?
Absolutely not. He called, I was in touch with him through the whole process of this charges going on. I was talking to him when he disappeared. I was actually supposed to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico when he left and disappeared, and I got a call that he wasn't going to be there, and I was actually part of the whole thing with him, but talking to him on the phone. So I didn't...
Did you say to him, are they true?
No, I didn't. No, I actually did not.
I want to take a minute here, and I'm going to come back to the marriage.
Sorry. He went on and on and on about it, so I didn't really have to say, are the allegations true? It was, on the phone, and
over and over
just
again.
Constant, yeah.
When Sawyer pressed them, what stood out was that Michael never seemed rattled, not the way the surrounding coverage often implied he should be. He came across as composed, Lisa Marie as protective, and the whole exchange turned into something of a lesson in how to sit through a hostile spotlight without letting it consume you.
I want to begin by making sure that the terms are clear. You have said that you would never harm a child. I want to be specific as I can. Did you ever, as this young boy said you did you ever sexually engage, fondle, have sexual contact with this child or any other child?
Never, ever. I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I am. And it's not what I'm not even interested in that.
And what do you think should be done to someone who does that?
To someone who does that, what I think it should be done? I think they need help in some kind of way,
How about the police photographs, though? How was there enough information from this boy about those kinds of things?
The police photographs that they took of me.
Yes.
There was nothing that matched me to those charges.
There was nothing. There was nothing that concurred.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you today. There was not one iota of information that was found that could connect me.
So when we've heard that there was a marking of some kind.
No markings.
That interview also became one of the strongest examples of how Michael Jackson's private life had turned into a public spectacle. Instead of focusing only on the couple themselves, much of the conversation centered on speculation surrounding their relationship. People questioned whether their marriage was genuine, whether it had a deeper purpose, or whether it was simply another headline for the tabloids. Rumors and theories quickly spread, often overshadowing what Michael and Lisa Marie were actually saying. Yet the more those questions were raised, the more both of them remained firm in telling their own story. They calmly defended their relationship and spoke from their own perspective, refusing to let outside speculation define it. Whether audiences agreed or not, Michael and Lisa Marie made it clear that they wanted to be heard on their own terms rather than through rumors and tabloid narratives. That moment perfectly reflected the constant challenge Michael faced throughout his career, trying to separate his real life from the stories others created about him.
Why did you settle the case then? Why did you settle the case? And it looks to everyone as if you paid a huge amount of money.
Most of that's
to get
folklore.
silence.
I talked to my lawyers and I said, can you guarantee me that justice will prevail? And they said, Michael, we cannot guarantee you that a judge or a jury will do anything. And with that, I was like catatonic. I was outraged.
How much money
Totally
was it?
outraged. So what I said, I have got to do something to get out from under this nightmare. All these lies and all these people coming forward to get paid and these tabloid shows, just lies, 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 lies. So what I did, we got together again with my advisors and they advised me, it was hands down, a unanimous decision, resolve the case. This could be something that could go on for 7 years.
How much money
was it? Let's get it behind us.
What makes this moment so powerful isn't that Michael Jackson lost his temper. It's the exact opposite. He refused to let the interview be shaped by what the interviewers, or the headlines waiting to be written, expected of him. Rather than reacting emotionally, Michael stayed calm, thoughtful, and in control of his own responses. That quiet composure turned out to be his greatest strength. This wasn't just another celebrity interview. It was one of the biggest television events of the year. Millions were watching, and every word, every pause, even every facial expression got picked apart and debated afterward. Despite that enormous pressure, Michael never let the moment define him. Instead, he stayed true to himself, proving that sometimes the strongest response isn't an emotional outburst, It's the confidence to stay calm when the whole world is watching.
We have called everyone we can call. We have checked everything we can check. We have gone and tried to see if what we heard before is in fact the case. I want to ask you about two things. These reports that we read over and over again, that in your rooms they found photographs of young boys, not of
Young
adults,
boys, there's children, all kind of girls and everything.
then that they found photographs, books of young boys who were undressed.
No,
Didn't happen.
no, not that I know of, unless people sent me things that I haven't opened. People know my love for children. So they send me books from all over the world, from South America, from Germany, from Italy, from Sweden.
So if people say that they found those things, if there's an indication, let them come forward, let them produce them, right?
Yeah, because I get all you wouldn't believe the amounts of mail that I get. And if you say to somebody, you know, if I let the fans know I love Charlie Chaplin, I'll be swarmed in Charlie Chaplin paraphernalia. But if I say I love children, which I do, they swarm me with everything pertaining to kids.
Another interview that drew enormous public attention was Michael Jackson's appearance on 60 Minutes with Ed Bradley. During the conversation, Bradley raised one of the most controversial subjects surrounding Michael's public image at the time. It was a difficult and highly sensitive topic, and the interviewer approached it with direct questions rather than treating it as a routine discussion. The atmosphere throughout the interview was serious, with millions of viewers watching closely for Michael's responses. Instead of avoiding the subject, Michael answered the questions from his own perspective, remaining calm and composed despite the intense scrutiny. Whether people agreed with his explanations or not, the interview became another defining moment in how he responded to some of the most challenging questions of his career. It demonstrated once again that, even under extraordinary public pressure, Michael chose to answer with restraint rather than emotion.
Here is part of that conversation.
What is your response to the allegations that were brought by the district attorney in Santa Barbara that you molested this boy?
Totally false. If I would hurt a child, I would slit my wrists. I would never hurt a child. These are totally false. I was outraged. I could never do something like that.
This is a kid you knew.
Yes.
How would you characterize your relationship with this boy?
I've helped many, many, many children, thousands of children, cancer kids, leukemia kids. This is one of many.
That British documentary last February, which you didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You said in that documentary that many children have slept in your bedroom. You said,
Yes.
and I'm going to quote here, "Why can't you share your bed? The most loving thing to do is to share your bed with someone."
Yes.
As we sit here today, do you still think that it's acceptable to share your bed with children?
Of course.
The atmosphere of the interview was undeniably serious because the issues being discussed carried enormous public attention. In that environment, Michael Jackson's calm and measured demeanor became one of the most talked about aspects of the conversation. As the questions grew more direct, he responded with careful, deliberate answers rather than emotional reactions. He didn't appear focused on winning a debate or arguing with the interviewer. Instead, he chose his words thoughtfully, aware that every sentence would be closely examined by millions of viewers. By remaining composed under intense pressure, Michael shifted attention from confrontation to his own perspective. That quiet self-control became one of the defining characteristics of his interviews, showing a level of restraint that stood out even in the most challenging moments.
Of course, why not? If you're going to be a pedophile, if you're going to be Jack the Ripper, if you're going to be a murderer, it's not a good idea. That I'm not. That's how we were raised. And I didn't sleep in the bed with the child. Even if I did, it's okay. I slept on the floor. I gave the bed to the child.
One of the most significant turning points in Michael Jackson's relationship with the media came in 2003 with the documentary Living with Michael Jackson, presented by Martin Bashir. The film followed Michael through his daily life, giving viewers what appeared to be unprecedented access behind the scenes. When it was released, however, Michael said he felt deeply betrayed by the way the documentary had been edited and presented. According to Michael, the program emphasized controversial moments while leaving out important context that he believed would have given viewers a more balanced understanding. He was particularly critical of how the documentary portrayed him as a father and the overall narrative it created. The controversy surrounding the documentary sparked worldwide debate and marked another chapter in Michael Jackson's long and complicated relationship with the media, where questions about editing, context, and fairness became just as important as the interview itself.
You know, you physically changed, haven't you? The photographs of you, if I look at them.
No, it's called adolescence. It's called growing and changing.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes and have clear. The press decided to add on all this stuff. Nothing's been done to my eyes, cheekbones, chins, lips, nothing. They made all of it.
Do you think that people do go too far with plastic surgery, generally? Do you think it's become... So why are you so defensive when people say, Mick Jagger's had one, Paul McCartney may have had one, oh, Michael Jackson's had one?
They don't do it that way.
What do? They
just pick on me like I'm the only one that does it. That's why.
Even before the controversies of the 1990s, Michael Jackson had already developed a calm and thoughtful interview style. In his 1987 interview with Ebony/Jet, he spoke with a level of confidence and self-awareness that suggested he understood the intense public attention surrounding his life. These early interviews are important because they show that Michael's composure wasn't something he adopted only during difficult times. It had been part of his public personality from the very beginning. Over the years, he learned that every interview would be closely analyzed and that every emotional reaction could become tomorrow's headline. So he chose a different approach. He spoke carefully. He answered deliberately. And no matter how intense the spotlight became, he maintained a quiet confidence that made him appear remarkably composed under pressure. That ability to stay calm in front of millions became one of the defining qualities of Michael Jackson's public image, and one of the reasons his interviews are still watched and discussed today.
A lot has been required of you. Do you sometimes regret being so utterly famous?
No, sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes I want to sneak into places and not have any hoopla or, and it doesn't work all the time. Because people start and they crowd around, which is sweet. I mean, I shouldn't complain, but...
No, but you have a right to complain because everybody has the right to go out there and to just be alone. But it seems like that right isn't really given to you.
Well, it's part of the work, I would say.
And that's what makes these interview moments so unforgettable. They were never about Michael Jackson raising his voice or trying to overpower the interviewer. They were about something far more powerful, protecting his dignity when the questions became difficult. Time and again, Michael chose calmness over confrontation, patience over anger, and composure over drama. His greatest strength wasn't delivering the loudest response. It was refusing to let challenging questions take away his self-control. Perhaps Michael understood something many people didn't. The more provocative the question, the less valuable an emotional reaction would be. By remaining calm, he ensured that his character, not controversy, became the lasting impression. And that's one of the reasons these interviews continue to be watched and discussed decades later.